I'm Cody Christie, and this is Some Good News, West Fargo High School edition. We're back, we're better than ever, and the good news keeps pouring in. So what better way to share some of that good news than with an all-new episode of SGN. So, without further ado, let's share some good news. It's Teacher Appreciation Week across the country, and if there was ever a year where teachers needed to feel a little more appreciated, it might be this year. I know I've had students that have reached out with emails, Schoology messages, short videos, and a variety of other ways just to let me know that I've been appreciated and thanking me for everything I've done for them this year and in previous years. So, if you have time, try and reach out to some of those teachers this week. 2 seniors have been trying to do that through short video messages that they've been sending out to different staff members at West Fargo High School. Seniors Jasmine Jaklovich and Elizabeth Krogan have been making these videos to tell their teachers what they've been up to during this time away from school, how they've been staying busy, what new hobbies they've been picking up, and they're really fun to get those short messages like that from a student. So, thank you to them for everything that they've been doing. Let's do a quick check of the weather with our senior weather correspondent, Eric. Eric?
It looks pretty good. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Eric. One group that's still been trying to do some good in the community is the National Honor Society. They've been trying to get in their service hours before the end of the year, and they've had to be a little creative in order to make ends meet while we're maintaining social distancing. So, some of the options that students have decided to do are recording themselves reading stories that can be sent to elementary students, helping to tutor either their siblings or through Zoom other high school students, helping to get deliveries of groceries to the elderly, and one senior, Lexi Doling, recognized that it's a high need right now for plasma, and so she started to donate plasma in order to help meet that need in our community. Her advisors were very grateful that she decided to do this, and it sounds like many other students were going to follow her lead and continue to donate plasma in the weeks ahead. So, thank you to her and thank you to NHS for all their work as they continue to try and meet all the things that they do in our community. Another group that needs to be recognized is our student council seniors. This is usually a busy time of year for student council as we're wrapping up the year. This includes things like the annual blood drive, the academic awards, and other year-end activities. So the seniors listed here have been working, most of them for 3 to 4 years on student council, and have helped to form that leadership group for our school. They made changes, they've done record-breaking fill the dome numbers, and our school is going to miss their leadership in the years to come. So congratulations to them on graduation, and as one of their advisors for student council, I just want to share with them a big thank you. Now, we're going to talk to one of those seniors to get some of her thoughts on the end of the year. All right, now we're pleased to be joined by a senior at West Fargo High School, a student council member that I've had the pleasure of working with for multiple years here, Abby Clayman. So welcome to the show, Abby.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, one of the main reasons I wanted to have you on is for student council at this time of year, we're usually busy with a variety of things from end of the year blood drive, and a big event we have at the end of the year is the academic awards. And so I wanted you, because you've kind of been my leader on this, is what are those academic awards going to look like this year?
So this year, obviously, they're going to look a little different because we can't be in person for them. But I reached out to the student council and I asked for volunteers to participate. And then I divided up the names of everyone that won the awards from freshmen to seniors. And then the student council members that volunteered are going to record themselves at their house, reading off their list of names that I gave them. So the freshman volunteers will read the freshman awards, the sophomores will read the sophomores like it would be in the actual awards night, but now it's just a video recording. And then we're going to put all the videos together and then hopefully include a video from Dr. Fremstead just giving a little introduction speech, and then possibly a couple other people. But this way it'll just be a video, so you can click on the video, watch it, and listen to your name be announced.
Yeah, and I know our student body president, Avery Dawkins, has already sent me one video that we will include as well. So that'll be, it's going to be a fun little thing to have at the end. And really, it'll be something that students will be able to look back on even well after their senior year, which is something that probably hasn't happened in previous years.
Yes, exactly.
So why did you feel like it was important for the academic awards to still happen this year?
I thought it was important that they still happen because I think even given the situation, students should still be recognized for all of their accomplishments throughout the year. And this one is specifically for academics. But I think kids work very hard throughout the year, and some maybe have the goal of getting this award, or they work hard to, keep their grades up. And so I think even the situation that we're in and we can't physically have the award ceremony, I think it's so important that people can be recognized and still feel good about the accomplishments that they made throughout the past year. And then I think the cool thing with the video that it's going to be this year is that, maybe they can send it to their grandparents, or their grandparents could come to the ceremony, or send it to someone who wouldn't normally see them, but now they can hear them get recognized. And then I also think it's a positive and creative way to kind of do something fun in the situation, because we can't be together, but we still have plenty of opportunities to do fun things and be creative and kind of think outside the box on how we can still do the things that we should be doing or could be doing if we had school.
Yeah, and I think like what you mentioned there are some seniors that are going to be getting their letter for the first time, and they had to work hard over the last 3 years or 4 years to get their GPA up to where they want it to be. I know I've had students in previous years that it meant a lot to, even though they were just getting that letter for the first time, that they had a rough freshman year, and now they worked and got it to where they wanted it to be. Yeah, so it's going to be, I think it's going to be really fun when it's all said and done. Shifting gears a little bit then, another big event, you were talking about some of these big events that were missing. Another big event that was supposed to happen this last weekend was prom.
Yes.
And so for a lot of the seniors, they had their dresses bought, they had their hair appointments, they had their tuxes rented or purchased. So what do you feel like, how could students plan some other ways to celebrate prom, even though it's not going to be happening in a physical sense?
Yeah, I think there's so many ways that people can still do something fun, because like you said, a lot of the girls have their dresses, the guys already have their suits or tuxes. And so I think it's super easy to still get dressed up, whether you get dressed up by yourself or with a couple of friends, and then maybe get together, take some pictures. This past weekend on Saturday, my friends and I, just a small group of us, got dressed up over Zoom so we could all see each other getting dressed up. And then we went to take some pictures. And we made sure we were in a small enough group. And, if you be smart about how you act and be safe about what you're doing, there's still plenty of things you can do. So we ate together then outside, and then we had a bonfire. So it wasn't the prom we thought we were going to have, but we still were able to find ways to be together and kind of have a fun night anyways. And it was probably the most fun thing I've done all this quarantine. So I think people can definitely find ways to do things, whether you maybe have a FaceTime or Zoom or something and just talk to each other, or, like I said, getting dressed up with your friends, taking pictures, something like that. I think there's a lot of things we can do. Even if people want, wait until the summer maybe and get dressed up in the summer if you want. But I think the main thing is just staying positive and realizing that just because we can't have the prom that we thought we were going to have doesn't mean we can't do anything, and just finding ways to do things differently.
Yeah, and I think you guys, now looking back on this, you might actually remember this prom more than any other years that you might have gone to prom, because it's certainly going to be different and stand out, and it might actually have been more fun doing it and not the way that you thought it was going to be.
I definitely agree with that.
one more before I let you go then is, you're a senior, you're in this class of 2020.
Mhm.
What message would you like to share with that group about the end of the year, about the life ahead of you guys? What kind of vibe would you like to send out to them?
That's a great question. I think mainly this has kind of been said a lot, but we are all in this together. And I think something to keep in mind is that, we're not the only people in this world that are, dealing with missing out on the senior year. Like, but every senior in the whole entire nation is dealing with this. And so I think it's important to remember that, even if we are at home and we're sad about things, like I've definitely had my share of sad moments thinking about, missing out on things. But I think the important thing is that we try to stay positive as a group, whether that is, what we've kind of talked about on this interview, but like doing new things to kind of still do what you thought you would be doing, whether that's, with prom or um, doing things with your friends. Like I know you can do so many things virtually, like you can play cards, you can do online games, just being positive, trying to find new ways to do things instead of sitting at home on the couch sad because you couldn't do what you wanted to do. And so I think it's important to stay positive and just I don't know, it's really sad, but maybe reaching out to people, like, because I know for me personally, one thing that I've kind of been thinking about lately is all the people that I see at school that I probably would never hang out with outside of school, but they're my friends at school and I talk to them in class and I really enjoy like talking to them about their life and everything. And all those people that, I won't get to say goodbye to because I won't see them until graduation if we have an in-person graduation. And so maybe reaching out to those people, asking them how they're doing, just seeing kind of where they're at in their life. I think that's something that we can all do to kind of make each other feel better about ourselves and better about the situation, because after all, we have been going through school together for 12 years. Mm-hmm. And so, we've been through a lot. And so I think this is kind of not exactly how we thought we'd spend our senior year, but we can definitely find the bright side of things, the silver lining, and make the most of the situation. So yeah, that's my message, I guess. Just kind of staying positive, but not being afraid to be sad about things, but also don't dwell on them because we can't control this, It's not like we can't change the fact that this is happening to us. So we might as well do what we can to be happy about it or find something happy. So yeah.
I think that what you said is a really good idea. Finding some of those people that maybe you don't talk to on Snapchat and you don't talk to mm-hmm. On social media and reaching out and just saying, hey, I miss hanging out or seeing you in class and talking about physics or whatever it might be. And mm-hmm. I think that's a really good idea. So a good challenge to send out to some of those seniors out there to try and get that done over the next few weeks. Well, thanks for joining me today. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for your leadership this year with Student Council. Stay well. Say hi to your family for me.
All
right.
Thank you. Bye.
That's going to wrap our show for tonight. But before we go, one more message. And this goes out to all the seniors out there. The class of 2020. It sure has been a trying time here at the end of the school year. But I wanted to share an important message with you. This message was shared with me on the day that I graduated. And I think it's something that, even though it's a poem by a children's author, I think it still holds true to where you are in your life and wherever that next journey is going to be for you. So, Dr. Seuss has this to say. Congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guy who'll decide where to go. You'll look up and down streets, look them over with care. About some you will say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not-so-good streets. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll be on your way up. You'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to high heights. Except when you don't. Because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say, but sadly it's true, and hang-ups can happen. to you. I'm afraid that sometimes you'll play lonely games too. Games you can't win because you're playing against you. All alone, whether you like it or not, alone will be something you'll be quite a lot. And when you're alone, there's a very good chance you'll meet things that scare you right out of your pants. There are some down the road between hither and yon that can scare you so much you won't want to go on. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So, be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So, be your name Boxbaum or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai, Alley, Van Ellen, O'Shea. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. That's for you, seniors. Your mountain's in front of you. Go get it. Go climb it. And until next time, let's keep sharing that good news.